We're here for a Megapops, a digital innovation event. It's been a fantastic event. We are pleased to welcome now David Rumbarger, President and CEO of the Tupelo Community Development Foundation. David, thanks for coming on.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
What do you think about this event? This is pretty cool.
It's awesome. It is absolutely awesome. Our second year. The speakers, including yourself, just the stories, the youth that are involved. I mean, it's the total package.
It's exciting.
It is.
And it gives you a great feeling about the people, our most precious asset here in the state of Mississippi.
And the embracing of technology. You know, you wouldn't think of that intuitively, but you see this, and it's, for us, looking at the next generation and having them actually lead the way is kind of a unique opportunity.
Yeah, and I love kind of sharing the old war stories for many of them before they were born, that this stuff just didn't come out of thin air.
We were talking about, when I went through school, I was punching IBM cards.
Sure,
still,
me too, yeah.
You know,
incredible.
Bringing those big stacks, remember that?
Oh, don't get them out of order.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. That's cool. So tell us about the Tupelo Community Development Foundation. What do you guys do exactly?
Well, we're the Economic Development Foundation, the Chamber of Commerce, and we have a unique thing here. The Council of Governments, our 8 communities, and the Lee County Board of Supervisors work together really just every month talking about things in the community that are opportunities that we can work together on. A lot of sharing of information. It's a public meeting, and we get together and kind of solve problems.
Yeah. Well, in this community, in this entire region of our state, like most of our state, is doing quite well economically. But, you know, I've always thought you could tell a lot by, especially in a town, a city the size of Tupelo, you just drive the main roads and you see buildings occupied with businesses and restaurants and shops and hotels and so forth. And that gives you a good flavor for just the quality of life and just the overall economic status of the area. And it looks good here, man.
Well, thank you very much. We've worked really, really hard on our downtown area. We've taken our city council and mayor and supervisors to Greenville, to Huntsville, to Louisville, to Oklahoma City, and we go see, we go do. That's the Japanese way. Go see, go do. Gets you kombutsu. And so we go and we'll look and see what we can perhaps take back as an idea or a concept, and that's really been what's helped downtown and the whole area to kind of reimagine where we are.
Well, it looks great. You've got great schools. You got great health care. Got great neighborhoods. Low crime, really all the ingredients of a high quality of life.
Yeah, well, 1 out of 5 people here in the Tupelo-Lee County area make their living in manufacturing. So that's twice plus the national average. And so manufacturing is a tremendous important thing for us. And we've had a tremendous couple of months here. Ashley Furniture made an expansion for their mattress operation. Their Grammar Corporation, one of our German companies, doubled their production in process. Also, we had Excel Outdoors, which brands are like Kelty and Ozark that you see at Walmart and other places. And then our crown jewel has been Lee Bear Corporation, the first time in the state of Mississippi. They're a company out of Germany, based in Switzerland, but production in Germany. They make cranes, they make dump trucks. They're going to do a major warehousing area here. It's a smart warehouse. You can actually turn the lights off, Gerard, and the robots will pick all the parts
incredible,
for you.
Isn't it?
It is.
It truly is incredible. So in landing that project, David, was there anything in particular that stood out to this company about the area?
Well, it's kind of what we talked about and a little bit of what you talked about in your presentation. It's kind of the Mississippi hospitality coupled with customer service. I mean, any of their questions, we return their answers in 24 hours. Issues that came up during that process, we got Governor Reeves, MDA, others just all contributed to overcoming those obstacles in a very timely fashion, where other states were kind of, playing, well, we'll call you then, and we're going to get in touch with you this, or got to talk to the attorney there, got to see the engineer there. We were like, we'll get this information, we'll get it done. We went all the way up the ladder to try to figure out what to do. Customer response, I mean, that you're in business. And,
no doubt about it.
When you feel like you're the most important person in the room, the customer, then you make good things happen. And we did that, and when we asked them at the end what made the difference, they said your team did.
That's awesome.
Your team in Mississippi outshined everybody else's team in Tennessee and Arkansas and Louisiana and other places.
We heard the same thing in Madison, dealing with AWS, who, of course, has dealt with virtually, they have every state in the country. And being able to sort of shortcut through all that red tape answer their questions, get all the permitting, the certifications, and everything else they had to have to start construction, they said was key in their decision. We've got a pretty dang good environment in Mississippi that is conducive to business formation and expansion.
That's what makes us nimble. The fact that we are a state that we still know the governors and representatives, you and I do, versus a state like a North Carolina or Texas where there's so many people. You might call it the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but in Mississippi it's the 2 degrees.
That's right. That's about right. No, and our legislature takes an active role. Our state leaders do as well, of course, an active role. They understand how critical it is for us to grow the economy of our state to address our most crucial challenges and issues.
No, that's a great example is MFlex. About 5 or 6 years ago, including Joey Deason, a group of developers came together and said, how are we losing these projects? And we figured that, hey, we are not putting all of our best stuff on the table when we're competing. And you want all of the benefits when you're competing.
Yeah.
And let the companies decide which one. Put it back on the customer
again.
It's a
great idea.
And we sold that up the ladder. Governor Reeves and Lieutenant Governor Hoseman and others and legislators. And it took a lot of explaining. It didn't happen the first couple of times, and we finally got that bill modified. And now MFlex is a cornerstone
no doubt about
of what we do for economic development.
Administered by the Mississippi Development Authority, and you're right. Many companies say, well, gee, you're offering this, but I don't need that. I need this. Well, that's not available based on what you're doing and what you've chosen. And so the MFlex program addressed that issue, solved that problem, and I agree.
Gave us more arrows in our quiver, as they say.
No doubt about it. Yeah, made us more competitive. What's on the boards? What's on? What are you guys working on right now in terms of economic development? Anything you can share with us, of course.
Sure. Well, we are still very active in Europe and Asia right now.
Okay.
American companies seem to be focused on maximizing their existing production capabilities, as well as like Amazon with the cutting-edge ones. Apple, Amazon, Alphabet are all looking at different ones. But as far as the traditional manufacturing, they're maximizing their existing locations. A lot of it's due to permitting and fees and cost of land and cost of labor. So these new ones, the Asians and the Europeans, are seeing those markets being constrained, so they want to be back into the largest consumer market in the world, which is the U.S.
Sure.
And so they're looking quite actively. So I'm spending a lot of time in the Far East and Europe talking to those folks. And they've got some they've got money, and they've got a want to, and they realize they either grow or die. And so they want to grow in this market.
Yeah. We got Electric Power Association representation here at the conference. David, are you hearing from these prospects that energy power is a high priority from them before they make a decision?
It used to be a given,
right? And
in this new atmosphere, it is now one of the top 3 or 4,
if not the top in some cases.
Well, labor and it compete back and forth for number one.
Yeah.
I mean, truly, because labor is always the issue. But now with automation, that takes electricity, so it becomes a critical factor for sure.
Well, I mean, we're hearing it a lot, but I think we're pretty blessed here in the state of Mississippi with the utility companies that power our world and seem to be up to the challenge.
It's the case where our diversity is actually our strength.
That's a good point.
Because we've got 4 major companies that supply electricity along with all the co-ops and the others that are suppliers. And so that diversity allows us a bit of strength in this category.
Well, we just talked to Public Service Commissioner Chris Brown of the Northern District, and he and all of our commissioners, all the other 2, are certainly embracing the future of nuclear power as part of our matrix. This just seems like this is a no-brainer where we got to go.
Yeah, and there's a lot of concepts out there for packaged nuclear and a little different than the traditional nuclear plant, and some of that's going to have to be tested. TVA's got a test going on that packaged nuclear in 30 and 35, so that's coming online eventually. We've got to maximize, though, gas turbine. We've got to continue our clean coal technology and hydro and other sources, but we're never going to get it all from windmills and sunshine. So that's going to augment.
Right, and I mean, so I'm an all of the above sort of person. I think most clear-eyed people are, but I think any time we say no to certain sources that we're really selling ourselves short and perhaps putting kind of the kibosh on possible economic development, which is so desperately needed.
Well, and you think about Mississippi, location is really now to our advantage because you've got Texas and Florida on both ends. We are right in the middle.
Right in the middle, yeah. I mean, the same thing's true for the fiber that traverses our state as well, which is why we're such a good venue for data center. That Amazon Web Services certainly felt like that. I think we're going to see more of that across our state.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I really do. David, enjoy talking to you. Appreciate it.
Thanks so
really
much.
Really good. We've been talking to David Rumbarger. He's the president and CEO of the Tupelo Community Development Foundation. We're at the Megapop Digital Innovation Event in Tupelo, Mississippi. We're coming right back.